Welcome to this episode of Through the Year with John Wesley. I'm David Bell from Trinity at Waiaki, the e-learning centre. Today we look at John Wesley and the Industrial Revolution. Does this seem familiar? When I went to high school, we used to sit at desks like that, neatly arranged in rows. An attendance register was taken every period. Periods were 40 or 45 minutes long, and there were 7 of them to be struggled through every school day. It was very regimented. In the 18th century, the Reverend John Wesley would have been quite at home in this kind of school, though he would have thought it not strict enough, and the total length of study time insufficient. But it would look and feel right to him. That's because the blueprint of school developed in his era has persisted into our era, and that's so around the world. And that educational blueprint in turn was the blueprint of the Industrial Revolution factories. Regimented, controlled, laid out according to plan, and horrible to work in. Concept of workplace health and safety? Non-existent back then, and that too has persisted. Today, child labour, slave labour, sweatshop conditions, and about 1 billion people on the planet Earth earning a living off about $2 a day. Wesley lived through the first Industrial Revolution, and he took the trouble to align his head and his heart to produce a credible economic rationale. In the 1765 minutes of the annual conference, he asks, "Are our people good economists?" And he answers that the Methodist preachers should, in public and private, enlarge on economy as a branch of religion. Now, he gave them resources so to do. But here's the rub. We today are living through another revolution. It's altogether as economically, spiritually, and emotionally disruptive as the Industrial Revolution was to people in Wesley's time. But it's too simplistic to argue for a return to Wesley's economics. Never a mistake, of course, to return to the kind of compassion he showed for the poor and the economically enslaved. But there's no turning the clock back. Whether or not we like it, economic globalization is not going away anytime soon. Nor is the internet revolution in the educational world. Let's look at how we've moved from the first Industrial Revolution to our era. And after that, we'll return to consider what this means for Methodism in the 21st century.
This is the story of how one species changed a planet. The latest chapter of our story begins in England 250 years ago. Fueled by coal, then oil, several brilliant inventions appeared. They ignited the Industrial Revolution, which spread like wildfire through Europe, North America, Japan, then elsewhere. The great railways, then cars and highways, connected people across the globe. Medical discoveries saved millions of lives. New artificial fertilizers meant we could feed more people. Population rose rapidly. But this was nothing compared with what was to come. The 1950s marked the beginning of the Great Acceleration. Globalization, marketing, tourism, and huge investments helped fuel enormous growth. People swarmed to cities, which became even more powerful engines of creativity. In a single lifetime, the well-being of millions has improved beyond measure. Health, wealth, security, longevity, never have so many had so much. Yet 1 billion are malnourished. In a single lifetime, we have grown into a phenomenal global force. We move more sediment and rock annually than all natural processes, such as erosion and rivers. We manage 3/4 of all land outside the ice sheets. Greenhouse gas levels this high have not been seen for over 1 million years. Temperatures are increasing. We have made a hole in the ozone layer. We are losing biodiversity. Many of the world's deltas are sinking due to damming, mining and other causes. Sea level is rising. Ocean acidification is a real threat. We are altering Earth's natural cycles. We have entered the Anthropocene, a new geological epoch dominated by humanity. This relentless pressure on our planet risks unprecedented destabilization. But our creativity, energy and industry offer hope. We have shaped our past, we are shaping our present, we can shape our future. You and I are part of this story. We are the first generation to realize this new responsibility. As the population grows to 9 billion, we must find a safe operating space for humanity, for the sake of future generations. Welcome to the Anthropocene.
That's John Wesley's solution too. That is, we are the solution. He empowered people with tools of education and analysis. He encouraged lay preachers and leaders to study more deeply. Then they, in turn, could enable more people to have better daily living. His enterprise was motivated by the cause of compassion. We know his chapels were powerhouses of enthusiasm and commitment. Today we can do that best through small group face-to-face home church and larger scale online ministry presence. We know that the best schools and colleges no longer are just about traditional classrooms. Bricks and mortar have been replaced by online social learning, especially for adult study. I have a strong sense too that the churches saying something relevant are to be found on the web as much as in a street location. Physical location also requires online ministry presence, and vice versa. The blueprint for today and tomorrow's church is not about formal qualifications. The old-style narrow educational pathways are not relevant to the emerging workplace or church. The blueprint for the future is actually multiple blueprints drawn from your contexts, your solutions, and that is the most Methodist of concepts. Wesley's form of economics embraced two key ideas. The first was the movement of God's grace, including working out your own solution, your own salvation. The second was that the wise Christian was also a wise steward. This was stewardship of time, talent, property, money, and resource. In today's world, under threat from humankind's pollution, our Christian stewardship is even more important than ever. Your acts of Christian stewardship will be the most important ethical decisions you will ever make. Learn more about this next time as we look at another revolution, begun also in Wesley's time. This was the revolution of exploration and travel. See you next week, and thanks for watching.